7:59, I'm just gonna go ahead and call this June 28th RTA meeting to order. And I went ahead and laid down, well, wait a minute. I did not make copies of this one. This is our budget, or the minutes where we decided we would take on the budget that we did last year.
Right. So you're looking for the motion to approve the minutes from May 31st?
Yes. Do we need to, anything in the agenda? Because there's really not much other than what we've got going.
Yeah, we've not approved the agenda yet. I don't have anything myself.
Okay. Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Yeah, I'll second that.
Unanimous?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give you a few minutes to look over the minutes for the May 31st meeting. Yeah, I emailed that to you because I wasn't for sure.
I'll make a motion to approve this read.
Second.
Who's you want to sign?
This one right here. I'm going to get it signed.
Yeah.
And this was our session for the budget. I'll let you just kind of look over that one and then we'll. Thank you.
Yeah, that was kind of the only thing that, the only solution I could see since the finance officer has abandoned us, more or less, kind of.
Yeah. So you was good with that one too?
Yeah, what's it called? We need a motion for it.
It's for the budget.
I'll make a motion to approve those as written.
Second. That's fine.
Let's just go ahead and sign. Budget was on the table for the whole month of June, so we just need to make a motion to approve our next fiscal year budget, which will start in July.
So moved.
Second. My name wasn't on it. I signed below.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was on the back. I'm sorry,
was it?
Richard. Yeah. Now, let's go ahead and look at our budget paper that Sonia left with us. And I also left a copy of the email where I asked her about the 40-some thousand. And her response was that I had said something about it costing $30,000. Not sure what meeting that was in, but I know that we did not, it was $27,500 and we sent both of those checks off, and that was what it should have been, because I know that we amended the budget for it from the 15,000 to the 27.5. So that concert thing that was on our last one where it said 41,000, it's not on here. But it should be just 27,500.
Yeah, and I don't have any of whatever you're looking at.
Oh, well, I thought I had it right there with that. I'm sorry.
So what are you looking for some action here, or you're just talking about maybe she missed?
I was just trying to clear it up because on our last budget thing, she showed where the car show and the passports and then the concert numbers were totally different than what they had been in the past. And I just told you as I'd find out about it, basically we're at what we paid, $27,500 for it. It looks like the car show is going to be a little bit different. I know we had $5,000, and I know it's a little bit.
Well, at the end of the day, the year is going to end.
In the positive.
And in the positive, and either she or the auditors will give us those final numbers.
Yeah.
She should, and then, in my opinion, and then they should confirm it with their work.
Yeah.
And at that point, we may need to look at a budget amendment to adjust the budget we've just adopted going into the next year.
Right.
Because the money doesn't go away. I mean, it's not
Right.
like somebody takes it back. So, but, I mean, it's, we're in a good situation. There's money, and that's, most people, that's the problem. They don't have any money to spend. So we seem to be okay there.
Okay. Since we don't have anyone here for public comment,
Maybe the press wants to talk.
yeah. You want to talk, Randy? Now we're just going to go on into the old business. Okay. Renaming East Main Street was kind of switched around to, instead of renaming it, we're going to co-name it. The state said that was an easier thing to be done, and I haven't heard anything back from, I think his name's Walt, but I'm sure he'll get back with me next week. Walt something, I forgot to write his name down. I've got the email in there.
With the DOT?
Mm-hmm. And then Andy is also involved.
Andy Russell is.
Yes, Andy Russell.
Yeah, I know Andy. I don't know Walt.
But we are going to be co-naming East Main Street to Veterans Memorial Hill. And that kind of goes along with it. I don't know if you have had a chance, but here is the car show calendar. And I had told Jens that I was going to get that made. Got it made, and they did not punch a hole in it because they want to allow the customers, whoever buy them, to actually put the pictures in a frame. And it's a very well made calendar, and I think everybody will like to have one. We just need to set a price for it. If we price that calendar for $10 a piece, we'll get our money back for having it made. But if you want to go up a little bit more, that's fine too.
I'm sorry.
I've already got people wanting to purchase them. They just want to know the price.
I would stay at the minimum if it were me.
Yeah,
That's
I
good
think
with you, understand?
Yeah, we just get the money back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. $10 a piece is what I'm going to do for them. And I'm wanting to know if it's okay if I set up a table during the festival and try to sell some of them then.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yep.
And then the little magnet that we had, I want to price them at like $5. Is that going to work for everybody?
That's for me.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. That's what I'll do then. And so yous are good with that?
Yeah.
Alright. I don't know if you have noticed the flowers, but we've got more added. I've got another bill from the greenhouse, and I don't know who's supposed to do it, but I'm assuming that it's the town. And if it's all right with you guys, I would like to maybe try to put some mulch and stuff around those pine trees that are over there, and maybe try to start fixing it up a little bit. I'm unclear as to who is supposed to be keeping up the signs.
What
If it's-
signs would that be?
The ones welcome to Robbinsville. You know, they're kind of grown up a little bit,
Oh, yeah.
and they need to be fixed up, but just to be honest, I don't know if they're going to allow the men to do them, because if that is RTA owned, then they're not letting the guys help do anything. And if those guys are not going to be allowed to help me do this stuff, I can't make this stuff happen by myself. And I can't, I just can't. I mean,
Right.
even just all of us working together doing it, couldn't do it. So we've got to try to get with the mayor and the financial place, and if you can come up with some kind of a price range that we could pay those guys to help, and it wouldn't affect the water and the sewer bill. Because that's been their whole thing with this, and I'm about tired of jumping through the hoops.
Well, if they're on their own time, has somebody said they can't work on their own time? Or do we need them to work some when they are working on the other?
Well, there's been times when they've needed to do stuff with this, but then they said they couldn't because it was on water sewer time.
Yeah, and I get that, because water and sewer should be its own world. It's supposed to live and die on its own. But I don't know why that couldn't be documented, other than, it just seems like we need to meet with the board.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Well, it's the comp time thing that they're building up, that they're anxious about, because they don't want to have to come out and pay all this comp time that they're having to build because they're helping with this.
Well, if they're working for us, and we have an agreement with them that we cover the cost, then that guy that's $15 an hour may be costing us $22.50 if it's overtime. And we just need an agreement that addresses that.
Yeah.
If they, if it's when they're normally on the clock. But if they're normally on the clock and don't have anything to do and they're working for us, we still should compensate the town, or would the town rather, and I'm not saying they sit around. I'm not saying they just sit around. But if it's a time when they don't have something to do, shouldn't we just pay back at because they weren't going to send them home, they were going to get their 8 hours or 10 hours or whatever, then that should be a straight rate.
Right.
Seems like. But I noticed that has sure festered to the surface.
It's,
How many signs over there?
how many what now?
Of the signs to take care of.
Let's see, I think there's like 2 or 3. I mean, they need just cleaned up. And I've been coming down here and watering the flowers and stuff. And then I got to noticing them, and then it's just like, we need to get it cleaned up.
Those signs, which the one at 5 Point's going to go away
Yeah,
when the job starts.
yeah.
But those have existed before RTA even existed.
I thought they were the towns.
They're the towns. They're nothing to RTA.
Okay.
However, we would rather participate in their upkeep as to have them
I would.
look
yeah.
like some of the sidewalks in town that I don't seem to be
I
able to
know
get
the
there.
town used to take care of them, didn't it?
I thought they did, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like when we had little greens up there, they was over there all the time, mowing around that one, weed eating it and all that.
Yeah.
Well, it just seems like we need to have a joint meeting.
And whether we do it that way or sit down and figure out a cost to pay them straight out, that's that too, but we just need to get it done so that we can move on and make sure that I have enough help.
Yeah, I would think that the employees would rather work as independent contractors, probably. I don't know.
Well, I was thinking, say, there's Bailey,
Yeah.
he does all that,
Mhm.
what, maybe once every 2 or 3 weeks,
Yeah.
a couple hours.
Mhm. I
He
mean, it's
probably
not like
glad
I've
to do it.
used them a lot, but it's sure rubbing some feather from, just to be honest. And with this trunk or treat coming up, I have got with Angie, and we're going to unite on this one and do the trunk or treat coming up through town. We've already got our layout as far as it's starting right there around where the church mouse is, and we need the cones to kind of keep them going in one steady stream, going up and then coming back down.
You talking about people walking?
Yes,
Well, people will also enter from the pier.
Yeah, they will definitely do that, but at least we will have them kind of going in a smooth flow, hopefully.
The one at Bryson City is a good one to look at if you've ever been there. If you've never been, you should go. But if you've been to it, you basically go down one side of the street and then you come up the other side.
That's what we're wanting to do.
And they didn't really. I mean, you could go back and forth if you wanted to, but they basically, I forget how they indicated the way it should flow. I guess you follow the crowds, what we did. But that worked pretty good.
Whether they enter from up here or even down there, as
Wouldn't
long
matter.
as we kind of keep the flow going in one direction, it'll go.
It won't matter.
Yeah. But it'll be a big event with all of those participants from them, and then also the people that help out with us every year.
So what's odds of agreeing to start a little early?
With it being a Monday,
Yeah,
what
no,
time are you looking for?
I realize
5?
that what I wanted is not practical,
Yeah.
because I was thinking 3 initially, because that just gives you time during the daylight.
Well, the kids will still be in school.
They would then, yeah, because it's Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a weird day this year.
Well, it's going to be weird for 3 or 4 years. So 3 is too early. In my mind, I would like to see 4, but 4:30. So
What time do they shut down here?
'Cause that'll be the only thing, I guess, with businesses trying to set up.
Everyone that's still working at the courthouse and here trying to get out while everybody's trying to get set up, and if it's that case, then
they'll
4:30.
just be doing what we're going to have to do for the 4th of July.
Yeah.
So it won't be any Thursday.
Yeah.
So they're taking over in the middle of the day. So
Uh-huh.
so what if we say, well, this day you need to be out an hour early? That wouldn't be that big a deal.
No.
And trunk or treat's bigger than 4th of July would be.
Yeah.
You can believe
Well, let's
that.
just shoot for the 4:30.
You want to so 4:30 to you want to extend it kind of like maybe 7.
Well, it was going to 7:30.
Just say
It was going to
7:30.
7:30.
So do a 3-hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3-hour tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of candy.
And it'll extend probably past, just depending on when people arrive. Because
Well,
usually it.
Weather is always the unknown.
Mm-hmm.
If you have good weather, it's going to be huge. If you have rain falling, there'll still be a few hundred, because we had that last year.
And that way, if other, if churches are doing their own events as well, that may give people a chance to go there, come here, in that 3 hours, maybe either before or after.
Yeah. I like people with little bitty guys to be able to go when it's daylight, if they choose to, and go early. And I think that'd work.
Okay.
Yeah.
4:30 works. I don't see 3 working.
No, I don't see 3 working. No, school's still going on.
And it's not like all of the kids are going to show up at 4:30.
No.
There's going to be a lot of them show up later on because their parents are.
You're going to see that I'm right. There'll be a crowd at 4:30.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm ready for it. I mean,
Well, it just means it's working.
uh-huh.
It just means it's working.
Uh-huh.
That's all it means, but we're gonna have to do something because it's not a holiday or it's not a Saturday where we can start anytime.
Okay. All right, well, I will get
I mean, I think they'll let school out early that day. Just let's go ahead and plan that.
it. I'll let Jim's handle that.
Do vendors usually come and set up for, like food trucks or, like
They haven't.
have it before?
It might be a good idea that,
I don't know if we were doing around, since it's around dinner time, I mean, it would be a,
I don't have any problem with trying to figure out how to integrate that. What we need is a number of people that are going to be there, and then draw the street and just see what fits where. But it's probably will be the most attended event for the year if we have decent weather, just like it was when we had decent weather the other time. Yeah.
okay.
And then the plan for if there's bad weather will be.
It will be a drive-through at the high school.
Okay.
If it's bad weather, that's where we're going to go.
Yep. But now, would you call last year bad weather?
No. Would you?
No. No, I would not. We had a ball.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that wasn't bad weather. It's
No.
a little bit of drizzle, but
It wasn't bad.
And we had 300 came by to see us.
yeah.
But then they were lined up 143 to get to the school. So even though it was a little inclement, there was a ton of people out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we won't call that bad weather. Bad weather is like raining, cats and dogs.
Yeah.
Cold.
And then the setup time for us it's easy. For some people it's more difficult, but you have to call it if you're going to by setup time. So if we're starting at 4:30, at either 3:30 or 4, it's got to be go or no.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we will have the street already lined off, and where everybody's supposed to be. Like at the car show, I went ahead and told everybody, bring yours. They just go to that spot and get set up. But they need to be set up by 4:30.
And a little early, you'll find people will trickle through early.
Okay. All right.
But officially 4:30.
Start buying candy. And how many vendors are you thinking should come, and types of vendors?
Oh, to the trunk or treat?
Yeah, if you're wanting a vendor to come and sell food to them.
I don't know, I didn't know if that was even.
I don't. They wouldn't. I don't have a good answer to that. I'm kind of reluctant to put people trying to sell stuff in the middle of a candy giveaway.
I know.
I mean, you could do, if you wanted to kind of have it to the side, have it like around the courthouse here, or have it
Over at
in front of
Snyder's.
Yeah, like a like
Or something down on the lower end, because they're going to be going both ways.
Well, what I thought was if Jens would do that, because I kind of thought we might do something around. What if the RTA would be doing, instead of handing out candy, what if we cooked hot dogs and had a hot dog and a bag of chips to give everybody? And as they come through, that might be their last stop, and then they could eat. Or maybe do it in the middle and then have a few tables set up. If they are going to be getting food like that, they've got to have some place to sit down and eat. So we could set up some tables.
I love Boo at the Zoo. They have those Krispy Kreme donuts at the end.
I love that. And they got stacks of them.
Yeah.
Hot dogs are a little trickier. I mean, you have donuts left if they're not enough people show up, which they've got it down to an art over there. But if you have 2,000 people show up and you just got 500 hot dogs, you've got a problem, and vice versa. Need to study on that.
Okay. So that might be an option for us to be the ones to provide the actual meal.
Well, I think better think about that.
Okay, all right.
Because see, I'm gonna personally be involved with
Yeah.
our business
Mhm.
doing the candy giveaway.
And if I'm going to be doing, the RTA part of it, then I'm going to be doing the food instead of the post office. I'll try to see if I can get someone from the post office to hand out the candy for them. But that's an option for us, and we've still got time to think about that. Who knows? Somebody may come through and say, hey, maybe we can provide this.
And then it's a matter of if it's given away or people are trying to sell stuff too. I'm not an advocate for having food vendors necessarily, but if you have them, you wouldn't want to be giving food away because that would cut into what, they would have come for no reason.
Yeah.
Now something like shaved ice,
Yeah, that's kind of what I was.
yeah, or pineapple whip.
Have them to come.
But there again, they'd be, or if RTA wanted to make a deal that, okay, we're going to pay for this many of those, first come, first served, but and cut a deal. I don't know. That's just kind of thinking.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause
I don't see the vendors actually making a whole lot of money. I really don't. I just don't see it happening. But
That's not what that's about.
Yeah.
Really.
no, it's not. It's
Yeah.
about,
Yeah. So I'm probably not that. I think the way we've had it going has been all good.
okay.
Yeah,
It's just a fun, no pressure evening, people socializing if the weather's decent. And, if they come through 5 times, so what? If they want to walk up and down that hill,
Give them their candy.
give them their candy.
Okay, I'm
But-
good with that too then. Veterans ceremony and 5K. I've been talking with the mayor about the 5K on that day, and I spoke a little bit with Harold, and I'll be honest, I've been a little busy with a lot of things going on in my life to not really get up with him or Michael Shanahan, but what do you think about the 9 o'clock in the morning 5K and have the runners to either sponsor a veteran, raise money that way, and then we charge the runners, usually it's a typical $20 per runner, and then at 12 o'clock have a ceremony up there at the flag and provide a meal to the veterans.
Oh, I'm about anything like that for veterans.
Okay. I can look into renting a big tent and putting tables out, or we could even ask First Baptist to let us use their fellowship hall to feed them. So, you guys are good with that then?
I am.
Okay.
Now, the mayor needs to be involved. I told him the other day, if he had ideas, that meant he was going to participate and help
Yeah,
us.
well, I've heard he's a runner, so we may have to sign him up as the one to lead them through. Christmas extravaganza, Christmas parade, December the 11th, and that is going to be at the same time that Angie is going to be having the thing like a cookie crawl. She may change it up a little bit this year, but the Christmas extravaganza will be held down at the high school commons area, along with, that's where some of the cookie crawl took place last year. And then the Christmas parade would be that evening at 6 o'clock. Any ideas on that?
Parades are kind of a mixed bag. I was one of the first people that wanted to switch them to night parades years ago. And that's when we hired professional floats. And it was really spectacular. But sometimes at night, the detail gets lost because people don't get them lit. But is the general feeling that at night is still better? I mean, has anybody ever said, why not have it at 5 o'clock when it's still daylight, or what? Do you hear any comments? I just wonder.
Nobody even say anything, really.
A lot of people like the nighttime parades. What's been your thoughts on it? You've helped out with the parades. You've even participated. Would you prefer?
He's been the Grinch, and he's been
Oh, he's been it all.
Yeah, because I do think with the Christmas in particular, with the lights being the focus, having it at night does make it makes sense, and it's just, I mean, it's it gives you a lot more. Yeah, it
kind of puts you in that spirit more.
Yeah.
I got hung in Andrews this last year, and it was pretty late at night.
Yeah.
Later than 6 o'clock.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I was hunting in Murphy, and didn't get out of the woods till dark, and still got hung in it over at Murphy.
Wow.
So that's 7:30.
Well, there's no doubt it's more magical at night. It really is.
I still want to do the nighttime.
Okay. I'm good.
Okay.
I was just floating an idea that anybody heard anything. I'm not, I've been on both sides of it, and I like it all. So,
Okay.
yeah, I'm good.
We need to come up with a theme for it pretty soon. But what I wanted to do also was to see if we could help with the toys for Tots, or what Max Turpin's wife, Ruby, she's took over that again. And if we can kind of find a way to promote bringing toys and maybe giving them out too. Giving them to her for her to share with the kids. Just a thought, something to run around in your heads and see if we can come up with a way
We need
to
something where you get into, you basically are getting in to see something, and that's kind of the price of admission, whatever it is. Not sure exactly how to do that other than just ask for people to do that.
We may do that through the extravaganza. If they come down to shop, bring a toy for, to help with that. So, okay. Are y'all's good with that as far as it being to help her with these toys for the kids or clothes or whatever? Okay. Because I know she really works hard at it. And
Well, it's really bothers me to hear the need we have here in the county. We need, and Angie does a fabulous job of trying to take care of that. She's well aware there are so many kids here that are at risk every weekend, as far as even getting a meal.
yeah.
My daughter's told me just stories it's hard to even believe that it goes on in Graham County, but it's true. So anything we can do to help with any of that, I think is a great thing.
Okay. Well, speaking of that, Angie's doing that, feeding the kids on Tuesday nights, showing a movie, and doing some cornhole games and stuff. The post office has signed up to help feed the kids August the 2nd. I'm not sure if there's any other dates left, but if there is a date left, can I sign us up for that? We have to be there and serve the food. We have to come up with our own menu.
Well, you just go in with slices of pizza and start handing it out.
Yeah.
How many people are you talking about?
Well, I think the last time, I'm not for sure how many she's had to show up, but she told me for us to prepare for about 50 kids. And if she may not even have any dates left, because it went from, I think it started 2 weeks ago, up until school starts. And she gave me some dates, and the post office picked out August the 2nd.
Yeah, see if there's any time left there. If the newspaper just wouldn't pay attention to what I'm about say, and I just probably won't say it, but, but anyway, see if there's any other dates and we'll figure out.
Okay, all right, I'll do that then. I guess that's about it for us, except for some new business, policy for signing off on purchases. There's been some stuff that we had already accepted and said that we were doing, and then some of them still hadn't got paid. And she said that Jens had to sign off on everything that I've done. And
Did we say what we were gonna do, that one or two board members could sign off, or did we make that official last time? I'm trying to remember. That's what she's
we
looking for.
did not set two people up for it.
Why not any two board members?
Any two
I
board
think
members?
that's what we decided last.
I think that's what we said.
Okay.
And
So does that mean that I'm supposed to bring them to you guys, run and find two of you to sign off on them and then give them to her?
she should just give them to her and let her tell us they're here.
And we can always electronic if
Yeah,
necessary.
if I'm in Florida, she can email it, and I can
We
sign
scan
it
it,
from there
yeah.
and send it right back.
Okay, I can do
I mean,
that.
You just let her chase us. It sounds bad when I say it that way, but yeah, when you turn it in, any two can do it, and she's got all her numbers.
Okay. Well, I did turn in some and she gave them back to me because she said Jens hadn't signed off on them first. So now I know. I give them to her and then she will find two of you guys to sign off on them.
And if you had any, like right now, there's nothing wrong with bringing them to a meeting and getting them done there.
Yeah.
also.
That's
know
what
you're
I've
gonna
got.
see us.
I've got a bunch of them to be signed off on.
Well, why don't we just take care of those?
Yeah,
As before
okay.
we leave here. And one thing, if we could adjust in the policy and make sure this gets in the minutes, the remaining question was, should Debbie be paid when she's at a meeting? My feeling is that anytime she is working in that position, then she should be paid. The prior director was paid when she was at the meeting. You'd have to be treating you just like the prior director. When you just sat on the board, such as we are, then you didn't get paid anything.
Right.
But when you're in the role you're in now, in my opinion, for the time here for this meeting, you should be paid. I don't know what everybody else thinks about it. But that was a question that was still, I guess she felt was unresolved. But I said, well, I think she should be treated like anybody else that holds that position. When they're in that position, they should be paid for their time.
Well, when I fill out my time sheet that's been made, I do put down the time that we run a board meeting.
Yeah.
I do.
And so she wanted to vote on that. She wanted the board to make that, take a vote on
Okay.
So is that form of a motion?
it. Yeah, we'll make that a motion.
Yeah, I'm fine with the second.
Yeah.
Is that a 3-0 vote?
That's a unanimous, I guess.
So you're voting on something that you have a financial
Well, I
interest
don't
in?
really think, I
I guess she's abstaining
She didn't vote.
from the vote.
3-0.
So 3-0.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's an interesting law. The law says you have to vote,
Well,
or you
that's
have to ask to be excused. You could have said no and been 3-1.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
So Dirk made the motion. We just got some stuff to sign off on now. Does anybody need anything for closed session?
One thing, if I could, and I don't know if we may want to go ahead with going back to the trunk or treat, with it being a busy time with different organizations, we may want to go ahead and make like a Facebook event or announce it
Yeah,
as
I
soon as we
will.
can. And that way it's kind of make everyone aware when exactly it's happening.
I think that's a great idea.
Okay. Angie
It'll be
did,
here before you know it.
Yeah, exactly. I know it is.
Like
I
that.
know. She did mention something to me. There's an app that you can get, but it costs like $185 a year. It's called Kavna, and you can create your own little things like for trunk or treat or any kind of event, and it looks very professional. And it's easier than having to search through all this stuff and trying to make it happen. Maybe by next time we can kind of decide to do that, and we can get it on the computer and just get it going.
Well, I would, if there's something that would help now, I think by having that idea, Brady should take care of getting that posted on something.
Yeah. Well, I don't care. I can create a Facebook event, and we can.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, we've got the Robbinsville tourism page, and I can get it on it and
Sure.
then share it out with all the
Yeah.
other ones. Yeah. So
I
you
can
want to create it for
Sure,
us?
I can create it and send it, and you can share it.
Okay.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that works for me too then. And all the other stuff too.
Oh, sure.
Okay. Dirk nominated you, so.
And I guess the only other thing will be whenever they, I guess they'll just need a point person to contact for signups. So
That would be me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just we'll put that on there.
Yeah.
Well,
Never
if-
too early to take a sign up.
If the school's in on it, can we make David Matheson the other one?
And
I
there's
don't
no,
know it like that.
there's no fee or anything for signing up for this one.
No.
Right? It's just
For trunk or
for
treat?
trunk or treat.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
No.
okay.
No, it's just fun. It's a good evening.
It is fun. And we'll fix up the form so that they can all sign up, so we'll know which ones are participating and keep it in file for next year.
And I would love to see, we have a few churches that join in things we're doing, but boy, I'd sure like to see that emphasized and get more of them involved. They at Bryson, there was 7 or 8 when I was over there. And they gave you whatever, and some of them had a little piece of scripture attached to it, but it was, they were just right there, and you could just tell people liked it. They liked that interaction with different business people, different individuals in the different churches, different governments were represented. The mayor should be out there doing that. These county commissioner candidates, they need a little place.
Well, it might be worth looking at maybe drafting a letter or something to targeting, or even an email, just, providing information and inviting people to set up.
I think you should do that.
Kind of like a bit of a challenge,
Yeah,
but a good challenge.
yeah. I mean, just in the spirit of, family fun.
Family fun and being able to get out and enjoy ourselves.
You could have the sheriff candidates on either side.
Because it will be 2 weeks before an election, or a week before an election.
Yeah, that one year it was, a people thing.
Oh yeah. Well, this will be one of them years. Trust me. There may be state races where candidates will want to have a presence.
If you'll get the letter drafted or whatever,
Sure.
I can send them out. I can mail it
That's what I do
out.
for a living.
Yeah. Do we need to sign these first, or just go ahead and everybody's?
I think we've already said they're good.
Yeah.
You got a couple of lines on there for people to sign.
Need signatures.
Just spread them around.
Yeah. That is for the calendars. I'll let
So
you
this is
sign.
all one
Yes, it is.
thing? Okay.
So is this one thing?
That's
here?
my different weeks of time.
So I need to sign each sheet?
No, I don't know. And I've got another question. I was just wrote out a check. I wasn't wrote out for how many hours that I worked. There wasn't any kind of taxes held out. If I'm going to be doing this for a little while longer, I really don't want to have to fool with the 1099.
Yeah, you should be a
I would like to be on the payroll.
Yeah, you should be.
As,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, you should be.
We just need to sign.
Yeah, just have to sign them. And there is one here.
If we have a stamp that says approved.
Yeah.
And we may want to create a form where we just batch them together, or you
And just staple
and
it
staple
to
it
that.
to, these are hereby
Yeah.
approved.
Let's see here. This is for the T-shirts that was made for the passports, and that needs to be. I don't know how much is left in that grant, but let's see here. This right here is for some of the stuff with the flower pots. And this is for some of the 4th of July decorations and stuff that's out.
One thing that we need to talk with the town about, in my opinion, is when we budget money for flower pots, unless the items presented exceed that amount, there's no reason for us to sign individual invoices. Because we have budgeted that money.
Well, that's what I thought too, but
That's how it is.
okay.
But, I mean, we'll do whatever. All right, those are done.
That's why Allison ain't got paid, and the check for Satterfield's flowers was wrote to me, and I wouldn't accept it.
Why?
I don't know why. I mean, I didn't feel like I needed to accept a check for Satterfield's flowers. She wanted me to accept it and then me pay Betty, and I just didn't like that.
I don't get that.
Yeah, well, that's took care of now. And I think this is some of the stuff that's already been done from the last one, but she wanted y'all's signature on all of it.
Well, as long as we got one signature on there, we're probably okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
There's that. Did you two sign these?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're good. We should be good here. Well, I think Josh did get paid. I'm not sure about that. I'll have to find out. But, okay.
The Facebook announcement will also help and should invite people from other towns and counties.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of goes along with tourism.
Okay. I will get that going.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Absolutely.
All right.